Alright, it looks like we are live, I think. Yes, we are. Cool. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's the third and final game of the day here in Battle Arena. I'm Ugly Tuco, joined by the Lanzolini. Here, this is of course Battle Arena, as I said before, over and over. Basically, we at the T-Force Network set up a custom game, invite a whole bunch of people from gold to bronze, and you guys play it out like it's solo queue, except fun and polite and kind. And we provide commentary and feedback for you guys, and hope you learn something. We'll learn something. You learn something. Everybody's happy they participated. With that said, here are the rules. Number 1, choose tie to avoid TeamSpeak, curse voice, Skype, telephones, pagers, anything else that would increase your communication abilities with your teammates. We're trying to simulate solo queue. Rule number 2, don't be...
no astral projection.
No astral projection. I forgot about that. Thank you.
And you also forgot about the cannon string.
Yeah, and the cannon string. Don't be a mean person. I mean, if you just treat it like solo queue. So don't be a dick. If somebody is being a dick and it's like harassment, go ahead and take a screenshot and send it to us. If someone's just being unpleasant to listen to, just go ahead and mute them. It's not worth it to type it out and reply. And finally, have fun. Their pager ban back. Pagers were a serious, disruption, I feel like, back in the 90s. And maybe I do remember pagers. I do. I'm that old.
My cousin had one. Remember that?
Oh man.
I just remember my telephone was on the wall, not in my pocket.
Basically.
Alright, so let's go back to Games of the Beavers. Alright, so we got the bands of the Juggernauts. But no. Alright, so we have them all. What are we missing?
Yeah, we got all the bands.
Skarner, Garen, Darius.
No Mordekaiser ban.
I guess Mordekaiser ain't worth it.
I guess not. Oh, I like seeing him bot lane. Him grabbing
Dragon, Ghost Dragon.
And a Targon's Brace to start out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, alright, so we got the Nautilus top, looks like, Nautilus support, Nasus top. We had the Shurima. If only they had Renekton somewhere in there, we could have, like, the Shurima trio going on.
I know, right?
Yeah, so we got is Raging Pineapples playing that mid? Alright, Azir, let's go.
Yeah, I've
seen
seen...
Trundle,
yeah.
Trundle Jungle was good, and the Tristana AD carry. On the other side, we got Malphite top, the Zed mid, the Blitzcrank. Oh, it looks like we're going to see the Mordekaiser.
Alright, there it is. Believe it or not, it's actually a pretty legit pick, bot lane, nowadays. I mean, it was forced upon us with the changes from Riot, but it's actually kind of cool seeing him down there every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the teams real quick here.
So we got some scaling.
Yeah.
We got a lot of scaling coming out from Azir and from Nasus and Tristana. That is heavy scaling right there.
Yeah, as long as they don't let Mordekaiser, Zed, Vi run over him, I think they'll be very good.
Even at the first Dragon fight or so, if Malphite's able to get that ultimate off on those squishy guys, then it's not going to be good news since they're going to hit like pillows.
Yeah. I mean, bot lane, I'm looking at it, and what's his name? Nautilus. He provides a very good shield and wall for Tristana, and pulling Nautilus isn't exactly the greatest thing to pull if you're Blitzcrank. Mordekaiser, very, very early on, before he gets any items, you might be able to do and get a kill on him, especially with Mordekaiser. His early game damage is actually it's actually quite a bit, and he can get snowballing a bit, but I have a hard time seeing them catch out Tristana and really snowballing that lane.
Yeah, if you're... One tip I learned at playing Tristana one time is that if you use your rocket jump like almost immediately after you're pulled, and you just spam the W as soon as you're getting pulled, then you're able to kind of hop, you're able to like rocket jump as you're kind of being pulled. Yeah. And that is, it's got to be pretty quick, but it's possible, so that way the Blitzcrank isn't even able to get the hook off on you.
Yeah.
And you live.
Yeah.
Even so, it's because once you're pulled in by, I mean, this is only like post 6 as Blitzcrank, but once you're pulled in, you get knocked up, you can't move, and then once you try rocket jumping out, you're silenced from his ultimate, and then by that time, Mordekaiser's probably already got you dead, so
yeah.
6, you might be able to get away with you getting pulled, but after that, it's probably going to be more difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get knocked up and hop away, and probably maybe not that.
Like, an early visit from Vi to the bot lane might be pretty beneficial. Blitz has great gank assist. And so you have Trundle versus Vi. Trundle starts off not the strongest, but mid-game, he'll be able to duel Vi really easily.
Yeah, be able to steal her stats and steal her attack damage.
Yeah, exactly. So, I would like to see her affect bot lane and top lane too. Nasus is a pretty, he's a pretty good target to gank early on in the game. He doesn't have any escapes besides the slow. You just gotta make sure that when you do gank him, I don't know, I feel like Malphite might push the lane a bit, especially if he spams his slam.
Well, he's got that passive where, you know, it hits the minions that mini attack, so he does also kind of push the wave inadvertently.
Yeah, so that lane might not be too attractive, but Nasus is a good early gank target. And Azir is too. He can play pretty safe though, so I don't know if mid would be the best place to gank right away if you're Vi. If you're Trundle, Zed is really hard to gank, but Mordekaiser, not so much, and guess what? Mordekaiser's gonna be pushing all game. That's what he does. So I expect Trundle to be down bot a lot, and if Vi wants to counter gank that, she can. She can do it pretty effectively. And yeah, those are my recommendations for the junglers at least. I don't know the matchup well between Malphite and Nasus. I wonder if you had any words on that.
I have a feeling it's gonna be like, I mean, Nasus is probably gonna get pushed. And that's not bad, since, you know, Nasus is left to be underneath turret and just stay safe and kill the minions, and Malphite doesn't do enough damage to be able to punish him for being underneath turret.
Yeah.
So shoving him right into the turret might not be the best idea, but really it's going to be pretty uneventful, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. Oh, League of Legends client stopped working. Never mind. I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, when can we get a new League client?
There we go.
Never? Okay.
There, it's going. Alright. Loading up in the game now. So yeah, bot lane should be very active. I think both junglers could focus it. Vi to counter gank, and Trundle to actually gank and try and make sure Mordekaiser doesn't get that ball rolling. Nautilus offers pretty good gank assist too. He has like, what, 5 different types of CC?
He's got the root from his auto attack, he's got the slow from his E, he's got the hook from his Q, he's got the knockup from his ultimate. So,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess his shield doesn't technically provide any CC.
Yeah, it doesn't CC, but it does damage.
Yeah.
It gives him a shield, and he does more damage when he has a shield on him.
So, yeah, I expect a lot of action bot lane this game, if the junglers want to be effective early on. Though I could see Trundle going and trying to go for Sated Devour and building up stacks and staying in the jungle. I could see that happening. I don't know if you've ever seen Sated Devourer Vi with a whole bunch of attack speed runes. I don't think it's very effective, but if you get ahead, it's one of the most hilarious things you'll see.
Punch, 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 punch.
It's like, what? You're just punching fast, and then the double effects of applying stacks of your armor debuff and percent health damage, it's ridiculous. Oh, man. But, like I said, not very effective 90% of the time.
Yeah. I'm wondering how the mid lane matchup will go. So once he hits level 6 and Zed has a good enough idea what's going on, he might be able to pop Azir. I mean, Azir's still got that barrier, keep her alive.
Yeah, that barrier's a good choice. Yeah, mid lane doesn't seem like it'd be beneficial to gank that much. Both of those guys have pretty solid escapes. Especially when Azir hits 6. You have almost no chance. Alright.
Oh, you want to gank me? Well, walk through this wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she can also make it out if she does the combo. Dash you on your shoulders to make it out of a gank, but costs a good amount of mana.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go that far. Unless you do the slide.
Is the League client having issues today?
What, what's today? Thursday? Yeah.
Well, it looks like Malphite's in game. It looked like for a second Malphite didn't connect, and I was like, not again.
Red teams, their bot lane's looking to try to ward something down there. Going for like a
I would have liked to see Azir put a ward in that bush that Red just went in before she walked away, but oh well.
See, they got 4 members down there. Probably not the best place to be with just 3 people, but I don't think they're going to find any trouble. They get some wards down, so they do know where Trundle's going to start.
Yeah, they do. Red team's got a nice defensive line across the top jungle. Like they'll have been aware if Nasus or Azir had tried to get in there.
Yeah. Though there's a pretty low chance of them trying to do anything like that. They're once again, they are a pretty big scaling team, so they don't want any trouble earlier than level 15. So we'll see if Red Team can stop them from scaling by providing early game pressure with the Vi and to win the lanes.
Interesting. Okay, looks like Malphite's gonna take a camp right away. And then teleport top. There's an early pull.
Also another early hook from... That should be a pretty good trade. That's
that's a pretty favorable trade.
Pretty big damage.
Yeah.
Mordekaiser wasn't able to get a lot of damage out of that Tristana.
He's not going to be able to do that much until he gets all of his abilities.
Yeah, that was a good hook by Nautilus to stop Mordekaiser from doing anything, getting within melee range of Tristana.
Yeah.
Because that would have definitely made the trade different. Nice zoning.
Indeed.
Down.
I like to see that.
Level 2 for both sides. So you're going for the level 2 kill regardless.
I don't know why she's jumping in.
Yeah, that's... First blood going over. That's just too aggro against that duo down there.
It is.
Also not the best flash from Blitzcrank there.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have just traded again and got Mordekaiser low and then decided to go in. But I think she saw the exhaust wear off and wanted to finish the fight, which is okay. But early gang top, nice. He picked the right target to slow, and he's gonna make it safely back to his turret.
Yeah.
But hopefully that pressure will kind of force him back a bit and allow Malphite to take over the lane.
He is gonna go back. See, Nasus pushed too far up, which is not the best thing you want to do. Opens you up to ganks. Malphite's gonna eventually start pushing.
Trundle's just farming up. Gonna get that Scuttle Crab, which is always great to have early on as a jungler.
He's gonna walk right past it, I think.
No, he's gonna go mid, I guess.
Haven't used the barrier pre-6, not good for Azir, but looks like they might be able to get the flash. Alright.
Oh, one more! Close.
No.
They did make a Zed blow flash.
But Zed nearly blew 2 flashes, but got the Azir. Or, I guess he didn't get the Azir flash, he got the Azir barrier. But
oh, there it is. Nice job by bot lane to recognize that without Blitz
Support
there,
was not there.
Mordekaiser, yeah, and Mordekaiser has to be aware if he's alone in lane, he's got no escape whatsoever. Like none. And it looks like Trundle will be going Sated Devourer, it looks like. Or Sated, whatever. The Enchanted Devourer thingy majig.
Yeah. Devourer enchant.
Mm-hmm. Scuttle taken by Vi, I like that. Oh, Trungler should be heading bot. Trungler should be heading bot right now. Go, 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 go. They don't have Mordekaiser yet. Oh! Sacrifices himself for the good of the team, and it looks like they could get another kill bot if things line up right. Oh, the hook might get him out. Nice flash there by Vi to secure the kill.
Yeah, it's a bit too aggro. Going and getting that kill on a Blitzcrank would have been nice, but not worth getting killed twice. And
Nasus might want to think of Nasus might want to think about being very aggressive here and trying to prevent Malphite from farming, and making sure he can't get that shield back up. Malphite has no health and he has no charges left on his, or does he have charges left on his thing? I don't know if he does.
It's hard to tell.
But he's so low, you can just walk up and take some unfavorable trades and still come out ahead. So Trundle's had 2 almost successful ganks mid against Zed. Zed does have a CS advantage. He's bought a whole bunch of long swords. His power spike.
Oh, yeah,
he's looking to get a kill here before he backs.
Over here.
He is Lord of the Swords, and he's looking to get a kill before he goes back.
Go find a Nautilus.
Nautilus needed to be working his way back that entire time. Oh well.
Yeah, it's just
like
Tristana doesn't do that much.
Like, just all you gotta do is hit your E, hit your shield, and then walk your way back and let Tristana get off 4 free hits on the Blitz with her E charge on it, and you win the trade. Vi's looking like she's gonna come back bot. Pushes a ward. Malphite had to back, and for all that time Malphite stayed in lane, he did not get that much CS. It looks like he's having a hard time with that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be spending all your mana to kill all the minions as Malphite, and your auto attacks don't hurt that much. Nasus just taking.
Yeah, like, took 3 tower shots there.
Almost no reason. Oh, good ultimate from
so close. Yeah.
Morado might have done it.
Oh, nice teleport coming down from Malphite here. Whoa! Hits both with the ulti. They're gonna get 1 kill, maybe 2 out of this. Easy 2. Wow, that's a lot of people bot. Dang, Vi was down there too. And we said the focus would be bot.
Yep.
Nasus did have teleport. I don't know if he would have been able to do much though.
No.
Mordekaiser will be executed for his sins.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So with that, red team does get a pretty substantial gold lead. Which is interesting because Mordekaiser has a lot more CS than Tristana.
MVP to the tower, of course.
Yeah.
Very volatile lane coming in for Zed versus Azir.
Yeah, Azir probably should be looking to back here. Yeah, Nasus is actually starting to turn into a bully in lane already.
Yeah.
Even with Bomby Cinder and our Chain Vest, which it looks like it's gonna be built into Sunfire Cape, which I don't think anybody is too big a fan of. Deadman's Armors or
Yeah,
Deadman's
no
plays.
one's that big of a fan of it. Just the fact that Malphite doesn't do that much damage and allows him to kind of split push. I mean, Malphite can just teleport in and just totally change a team fight around.
Yeah.
So he's able to kind of split push, and he's pretty hard to take down.
Looks like Dragon is gonna be taken here by red team. Pretty free. Otherwise, not much else going on.
Is that going to be Ghost Dragon? It is.
It is the Ghost Dragon. Now the only question is, do they take that Ghost Dragon with them and try to capitalize on it? Looks like they are. They're going to go mid.
Yep.
Azir is at full health and mana. I think does have ultimate back up. If she can get some backup from Trundle or Nautilus, she can.
They have no range at all.
They can save this. They can defend this tower if they get enough people here.
Yeah, the dragon can tank it and deal damage to it, but
oh, that dragon is ridiculous. Oh, that's unfair. There you go. Oh. There we go. Nice defense. Oh, Vi comes in. Is knocked up. Oh. I'm guessing the dragon killed Nautilus. I don't think he noticed it attacking him. I think he thought it was still attacking the tower. That's very unfortunate. Azir still has ult. You can probably use it to make a play here if they try to engage again.
Vi's waiting off in the wings though. They try to go in, they might regret.
They don't have the dragon anymore. I don't think they can do it. Oh wow. Wow. Ultimate was right back up. Mordekaiser's ultimate needs a nerf on the cooldown because it's up all the. Whoa!
Takes a good eye to see when your ult's gonna kill them or push them back to safety. So
yeah, that was.
Not the most necessary turn.
But that was the weirdest thing. Like, does Mordekaiser need to use ult on Dragon in order to get it?
Yeah.
So his ult was already back up after Dragon died.
Yeah, I was a little surprised.
That's dumb. That's just dumb. They need to increase the duration of that cooldown. Whatever. All right.
Yeah. I don't really like the whole Mordekaiser business.
I like how it's a cool new thing. It's
a cool new thing.
And adding dragon control is really cool.
You know what would have been cool and new? Like a York rework. You know, that would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been way cooler. That would have been way too cool.
Oh man, Nasus has just been stacking. He's only... Is that... Oh, 198. Okay, 200 bonus damage on his Siphoning Strike now. I thought it said 20, but it's 200. Yeah. He's in a good spot right now. He's a little low on mana. I won't be surprised to see him back here pretty soon.
Nice. See, that's what we're talking about with the Nasus. I mean, with the Azir, got the Nasus.
Yeah.
The other Shreema guy. Zed's gonna be able to come in and just hover. It's hard. And rushing the Nashor's Tooth first on Azir.
Well, I've seen that more often.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Azir to kind of keep clearing the wave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you just look at this top play, Nasus just getting the free, hits on the minions.
He's getting the freeze to farm, but his team is falling behind. He still has teleport up. I hope he backs, gets full mana and health, and tries to make a play off of that by teleporting else around the map soon, because his team needs his help right now. Nice traffic cone.
Nasus is sitting on 2k.
Yeah.
Goes back, it might be able to.
And looks like they're able to see Mordekaiser right away, so he should just back off.
He's gonna go all the way back. Yeah, he's out of mana. Mordekaiser and Malphite go in on that turret. He doesn't have the mana to defend it, so Jeb going back.
What's he gonna pick up? What is he gonna
put a Spirit of Visage instead of a Banshee's Veil?
That's fine. I don't know if he needed to complete the magic damage threat from the other team isn't high enough to where I think he needs to complete. Like he built Spectre's Cal. I don't think he needed to complete that. He could have gone straight into an armor item like Frozen Heart or
yeah.
Frozen. Like, cause
well, I mean the magic resistance helps him free farm and lane a little bit more. Because even if Malphite tried to do anything, he wouldn't be able to accomplish much.
Oh man, Vi is really strong.
Yeah. It's the Warrior's enchantment first, being able to provide.
Oh no, she went say to Devour.
No, she did.
Yeah.
I thought I looked at it as Warrior. Oh, it is Devourer.
Yeah.
Damn, these gem collars are too similar.
And going into Blade of the Ruin King looks like after that. So a Xin Zhao type build. Oh, hello. Oh, she jumped in on Vi right there. They could have gotten the kill.
Yeah.
Hit her! Hit her! Hit her! Hit her! Oh. If you get the kill,
nice.
You can jump again. Alright, cool.
She got the assist on that, so.
Oh, they have to be careful here. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to back off. He's gonna get the flash and he gets the. The
heal
might be enough to save her. Yeah, she's fine. You right there?
Yeah, she good. Meanwhile, Nasus is like, oh, stacks? Yes, please.
Right, not bad. 261 bonus damage.
Yeah.
Here comes that dragon fight we're talking about. Nautilus still forgot about that pink ward, and she's
killed.
We're getting that early advantage.
So
down that early vision that got him that.
Like you're probably thinking, oh, they're invading our jungle, and like my team isn't there to back me up. But you gotta keep in mind, if you don't have this area warded, and you're going into a blank zone, try to see if you have teammates nearby to help you go out there when you decide to clear it.
Especially when you're melee.
And that's another person cut out. Maybe. You might be able to make it.
Fine.
Oh, where's the level 0? Okay.
Nasus doesn't even care about the Malphite. He's just gonna kill the minions instead. Oh, it looks like they're going into their 1v1 here. Nasus should be able to come out on top of any of these long fights thanks to the lifesteal.
Nasus could be making a big impact in these team fights, I feel like, though.
Well, Nasus is just so, like, squishy, I guess. And none of them... His Wither's really, really good against 80 carries, but no one on the other team has attack speed that really needs to be slowed, except for maybe...
True. It would prevent Mordekaiser from getting in range to do his damage, though.
Yeah. They might be able to get some kills here. Just Tristana just way too close to the sun there.
Ulti? Ulti? A little early, or late on that ulti. I would like to see that used a lot earlier from Azir.
Yeah. I would like to see him push him right into the wall instead of kind of over to the jungle.
Yeah.
And if you pin him right up against that wall there, he's really close.
And Nasus just gonna continue farming. Like, you've built a substantial lead in top lane, but it's not for anything if your team is so far behind. I would like to see that teleport used to help out bot lane at some point early in the game, or to help out mid at some point early in the game.
Well, you never know. If he's able to sit up there and keep stacking really, really efficiently, then he might be able to just all of a sudden teleport up and he one-shot somebody.
Maybe it's gonna take another. It's gonna take another like 15 minutes though.
Between how far ahead the other team will get and how many stacks Nasus is gonna get.
Hmm.
Get some good pink wards in their own jungle to stop the vision progressing too far, and
yeah. It looks like Mordekaiser's going to go for the Trinity Force into Rylai's build. I think that's what it's going to be. If it is, I like that a lot. You see it from Mordekaiser bot lane players. It's like a Trinity Force, Rylai's, Dead Man's Plate, and then whatever the heck you want after that type of deal.
yeah. You just sometimes see a...
Really weird build, but really cool.
Yeah, Vaya's attacking very quickly since she's got that Devourer and the Blade of the Rune King.
Oh, yeah.
Took down that blue buff like it was nothing.
So, it looks like Nasus is going offensively with his build now, which is okay, I guess, but I feel like he's going to need a Frozen Heart.
There's
Oh,
the vision
man.
once again.
He's just been getting killed in his own jungle for, seems like ever.
Yeah. You got once they see them in their jungle, you got to keep it warded up. Got it by, unfortunately, they're so far ahead at this point. I mean, they're up by 7k, and now they're just gonna keep warding up your jungle. You have to keep buying those pink wards. Now they're corralled right to their turret. This is not gonna look good, but maybe Nasus will get this turret, or he'll.
Oh my! If Nasus just ults and goes in right there, I think he might at least force Malphite to ult away. But
Nasus is. Trundle's in a pretty tough place right now.
yeah, I think that might be game.
Definitely not looking good. Too much scaling. And practically no disengage.
Oh come on! There we go. All right. Well, he forced Malphite to ult, but his inhibitor turret is under attack, and he can teleport in.
I mean, it wouldn't do much since Azir's already there to help save it. And Azir's got the Nashor suit to kind of clear out the wave. The one thing that he'd probably want to do now is trade the top turret. Or take the top turret since the red team seems to not care about top whatsoever.
Yeah.
They don't really need Malphite for anything at this point.
Oh,
But
almost.
now that he killed that turret, he can't really go further than that because then he'll start attracting attention and then he'll really die.
Yeah. Well, or he'll draw pressure away from the rest of the map maybe, but who knows? Oh, nice hook
Might be a
there.
kill onto yep, that'll be
Very nice.
And Shutdown Gold going on to Tristana. Pretty nice.
Yeah, Mordekaiser and Zed stayed a bit too long there. I don't know what they thought they were going to
Yeah,
get. If they weren't
there's
able to get that turret within the first 2 waves, there's no way they're going to get it the next one when everybody on their other team is back up. So, oh.
Yeah. Not the best Buster shot coming in there, putting him right against the wall and still within melee range.
Yeah, I thought that would have stunned him, but I guess it doesn't.
No. That would be a good addition to Buster shot, I feel. And you could make more plays with it.
Yeah. Oh well.
You got stunned for a little bit if you got knocked up against the wall like Condemn, but... Because I feel like I saved way too many people. I accidentally do it.
Whoa.
Some funky animation stuff.
Yeah, that was cool to watch.
So
Thought I was watching at like a quarter speed for a second.
Looks like Vi's gonna try to stop the Nasus free farm.
Yeah. I don't know. If he has ultimate, I think he might be able to take him.
And
No, Vi's too far ahead. That percent health damage, he's donezo.
yeah.
Way to be patient with the ultimate. Wait for the
Yeah.
flash and then ult. That was really good. But
Good kill up there, and they should be able to get that top
Yeah, but-
turn. Meanwhile, Nautilus once again died within... Or, actually, no, he actually made it out. Very, very close. Trundle's the one that actually died.
yeah. But I mean, like, so if you ignore your whole map and just are like, top lane, island, I don't need to worry about anything. Well, the other parts of the map are being affected, and if your team's falling behind, eventually it's gonna catch up to you. So
Nasus with the fuck in all chat, probably because he got shredded so much by the Vi.
yeah, when Vibe builds that specific build, it's a whole lot of damage. It's pretty hilarious, but at the same time, yeah, the fuck.
Yeah, Trundle needs to get tanky to deal with that, and he's building a Tiamat, which looks like it's going to be going into...
Yeah, they don't really have any true tanks on their team.
Nautilus is trying to be that way, but he's...
Nasus is kind of, but...
Nasus still needs that to buy items and scale.
He needs CD, like he has a little bit of CDR with Spirit Visage, but I feel like Frozen Heart would be, it'd be a lot more beneficial to him.
Yeah,
He's already doing a ton of damage. He's already doing a ton of damage. Are we gonna see another Ghost Dragon? This
the
is
animation that we saw wasn't just for us. It was also Nasus also had it. Jeez.
Like, yeah.
Just need those words, man.
This dragon thing is so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It gives you a ridiculous thing to siege.
They'd see more safe warding from the Nautilus because he's just been caught in so many places in the jungle. 08 and 3 on that. You can't ward if you're dead. So even if you're gonna override a ward by placing it in a place you're going to be, just to make sure that nobody's in there, is much better. Because you want to be able to walk into some place without dying. And warding in a place that isn't optimal is worth it. At least at this point. Nasus gets pulled into the team.
He needs to ult right away. He does.
Yeah.
Nice ultimate by Malphite.
Down immediately though. Tristana in the back lines.
Whoa, Trundle with the stat stealing. Tristana needs to be dealing more damage.
Yeah.
She jumped really far away at the beginning of that fight, right when Azir ulted. Oh, that might be a dead Azir.
Third auto. Oh, it ran out of time. So that was a 2 for 4.
They almost turned that with Nasus and Trundle.
The fact was the Tristana and Azir were able to just, attack from the back lines without having to deal with much. And had they been more farmed, that fight would have been...
Or if, and this could sound really critical, but Tristana did, leave a good 5 seconds of damage not there.
Yeah, it's hard, because it feels so squishy as an EDC, and, where the first time you take damage, you're like, shit, and you and then you rocket jump out, and you're like, wait, I'm not in that much danger, I need to go back in.
Yeah.
And then you're really far distance away.
Yep. They almost were able to pull it off, though. But if they were to grab some armor for their team, I feel like they might be able to actually pull it out.
Yeah, it's a good step forward, I believe.
Ooh.
That was a close hook.
Oof.
You're maybe a fifth of a Teemo off.
Yeah. Alright, so we got an Aegis out of Nautilus, which... there's not a lot of magic damage. I guess Mordekaiser. Alright, so you got an Aegis, but I feel like everybody on the team's gonna need some armor items to deal with Vi and Zed.
They need wards and they need armor and they need a stall out game. They need to not get picked off, or they need to not.
It's funny, they're being very aggressive here.
Yeah. I mean, they find nothing else to do, but that team, as soon as they get their members in, are just going to go right in. They got that ward right in the center, which I assume is for the teleport from Malphite.
Oh, he's really far ahead. That Mordekaiser is just asking to be killed, guys. Oh man, too late. And here comes the whole team.
Yeah, you guys need to scale. You do not need to fight.
Yeah, their opportunity, their window for a successful fight is really small because of how far behind they are. So they had a split second where Mordekaiser was up front, and there was 5v4, and they didn't take it right away. They were very delayed in that reaction, and as a result, it allowed Malphite to TP in, Vi to come in, and kind of sweep up that fight really fast. If your error for your margin for error is that small to win a team fight, where it's we didn't initiate in that 2-second period, then you probably need to be looking for fights that are under your towers and not so far out.
Yeah, and they can't, even the red team can push into your turrets, but you have an Azir who can wave clear, and you have the Tristana who can also throw down a bomb and kill a good amount of minions. You don't need to go that far out and try taking a turret, because in another 15 minutes or so, you guys will be so scaled that you'll be able to take down the turrets after you murder them all, because you'll be so scary.
Yep.
So I say, but at this point, it's gonna be kind of difficult because they're gonna go ahead and try to grab Baron here, and it's gonna be pretty hard to contest.
It is, but it's also a good opportunity for them. If any of the anything gets low. Oh yeah, not Deadman's Plate, but Steric's Gauge. That's what I meant. But it looks like blue team might be able to. They really shouldn't be focusing. They need to be focusing the Mordekaiser. Oh, there's the ult.
Zed was able to pick off the Azir in the jungle.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough vision, so.
And that's free Baron.
It's a 5-for-1, only support going down.
Yeah. Mordekaiser is so far ahead. You look at his items, and I said Deadman's Plate earlier, but I actually meant Steric's Gauge.
Oh yeah.
That trio of items right there is actually really, for some reason, Reckless started just messing around with Mordekaiser a whole bunch, and I don't know if he came up with that build, but that's the one he's been playing the most with lately, and it's super effective.
Mordekaiser was the kind of champion to build the spell vamp when it was really strong. And then just be able to survive for like ever, because you'd be spell vamping for a lot of your health, and like someone would get you low, like you'd see the videos of like the Mordekaiser pentakills. You'd be like just about to die, and then you'd get all of his health back, and just about to die, get all of his health back. Having that Steric's Gauge that gives you the Fury, definitely can help. It helps him stay alive and get that Mordekaiser shield back. And the shield right now is, he doesn't regain like health like he used to, but that shield is still pretty powerful, and having that Steric's Gauge that allows him to build that shield back up, because he gets all those extra stats and he gets that extra shield. So he's got shields on shields, and it's gonna be hard to burn him down.
I swear to God, oh man, this, like, I thought the dragon buff thing for Mordekaiser was cool at first, but it's so ridiculous to face against as the enemy team. Like, what do you do against that?
A 4,000 health creature? I don't know.
Yeah, that has really long range attacks and can tank turrets. Ugh. It looks like Red Team's actually doing a good job of trying to close this out. They got top lane pushing, they got bot lane. I think, does Malphite have TP? Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he just pushed one more wave and then joined his team bot, but oh, quick pull, quick trigger, quick death.
Yeah.
I don't think blue team was ready for.
Too close too.
I don't think blue team was ready for Trundle to be that far forward, but that looking like it's going to be game. That ended up being escalated in a hurry.
Yep. Only Nautilus left alive here, and he's not looking too healthy. That should be game.
Yep, they should just be able to go onto the turrets here. They have 5 seconds until Trundle's up. Everybody on their team kit does a ton of damage to towers and structures, and with that, Red Team pulls out the win. A little bit of a slow start, but after they, like, 5-person ganked bot, things turned very quickly from that point. But good game to both teams. I saw some good play on both sides. Gone with my gut and played any. I thought the Azir you played actually pretty well, but especially it was. I thought they were only like 20 CS, like all the way up through most of the end of the game. Like even now at the end, she was only like 20 CS down. That's really not that bad. I'm gonna click on advanced stats here. Oh, I don't think that went to the right one. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, here, we got match history. I'm gonna... Alright, cool. I'm gonna pull up the T-Force chat. TPOP. Well, there was one good TP I saw. The rest was... I didn't see very many. Oh, and there's the second one that he helped contribute on a fight. Malphite had 2 really good TPs, yeah. I guess we could start with Nautilus. Did you want to go ahead and say anything about that? Or?
Low ward count. Just being, you need to be more careful when going inside your jungle when you're behind like that. And you know that they're just basically setting up shop in your jungle. You have to be able to you should be putting down wards even the buying pinks for like the really meticulous places that that aren't really the pink isn't really gonna survive, just to make sure that there isn't a ward in there already, or to make sure an enemy isn't in there to come kill you. You gotta be able to ward in a place where you're going to go, like always when you're like that far behind, because if you like walk into one bush, say you're going over to red buff, and there's like those 2 bushes by red buff. You go into like the first bush, and you don't ward that because you don't want to ward there. You want to ward on the other side where it has vision of the jungle entrance. That's where you want to ward. But if you don't ward that first place, there might be a Zed in there, and Zed has he was like 5-0 or something like that. He's really strong, and he's just gonna totally destroy you. And Blitzcrank did a really good job with his warding, and as a vision denial, able to shut up, put those wards all over the place in order to get those picks. So you gotta make sure to, if you're going to ward, you gotta bring a friend, ping or something like that, or put those wards in places to make sure you're not gonna get murdered. And that's usually a good idea to get Ruby Sight Stone, so you have even more. But it's not that necessary when you're that close to your base. You can just kind of go back and restock. But I would like to see more wards destroyed and more wards placed in your own side of the jungle when that stuff is happening.
Yeah.
I also like to see a bit more wards from Tristana. Just 7 total is not that good, since there's a really fed Zed on the other team and a really fed Vi on the other team, who both can just ruin your day. So I'd try to keep that. You want to keep yourselves alive. I'm gonna post this in chat, the match details, so you can check out the ward counts for yourself. 22 total on Nautilus, 4 destroyed, 3 pink wards placed. So on total there was 7 pink wards bought by the blue team, and there was 12 purchased for the red team. And so that's a lot of pink wards to compare to just the 7, especially when they're setting up pretty much only putting vision in your jungle. And it takes 5 auto attacks to get that. I remember that one pink ward you guys tried to kill like a couple of times, and every time the enemy team was around Dragon and just kind of murder you. So if you're going to kill a pink ward, make sure you're safe while doing it. Otherwise, you're probably gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it helps you stay alive.
Pretty risky. Yeah. So other than that, going on to the build, we talked about the Lock of the Iron Solari. It's we look at the damage on the team. We got Malphite, which is magic, and Blitzcrank, which is magic, and Mordekaiser, that's magic, and that's good to buy the Locket in theory. But you look at the amount of damage done by everybody. Let's see, we've got 18k, 28k.
Magic damage done was I mean, Mordekaiser did do a lot of damage, but Zed and Vi were right up there with him. So I don't know.
A Frozen Heart would have really shut down the auto attack.
I would have liked to seen Frozen Heart on Nasus, to tell the truth.
Oh yeah, well we did eventually.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
Never mind. I thought I saw it.
He was building Trinity Force.
Did I totally miss that? I thought there was a Frozen Heart somewhere. Oh, Blitzcrank had one. Okay, I thought that was on different somebody. Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, there was a lot of magic damage coming in, but on the same token, Zed was doing a lot, and Vi was auto attacking really fast, and that would have stopped her from doing a lot of stuff. It's hard to tell when there's so much damage coming from the other team because they're so far ahead.
So yeah, I don't think Aegis was necessarily a bad item, and he did start building armor right afterwards. So, but yeah, I think
best he could do in a bad situation.
So I think safe warding's the one thing to take away from this.
Yeah, what I do. Another thing is the fact that you are level 12 and still haven't upgraded the red trinket is something that speaks a lot, because you need to be able to upgrade. I mean, it's only 250 gold. It costs less than one of those cloth armors you were building. So buying that would have upped your war destruction a lot. Having that, like I usually buy that like as soon as I hit level 9, because that vision denial could be so useful for the areas around Dragon, because the enemy team or enemy support or whoever's warding wants to ward that stuff up. Especially if they're in your own jungle, you can catch more than one ward, and that could be very useful. So upgrade that red trinket as a support pretty much as soon as you can.
Alright. Yeah, so, yeah, cover that. Moving on to Nasus. Your laning was very good, I thought. You were able to escape an early gank by Vi by correctly withering her when she was the main damage threat, I felt like. And Malphite wasn't really a threat at that point, and he was low on mana. So you identified the correct threat, and then proceeded to walk away cleanly. And that was cool. And you were starting to dominate top lane, quite frankly. The one thing, though, is that you didn't use teleport, like, at all. I don't think you... I think you only used...
just get back to lane.
He only did like that once or twice, too. Like, and then you saw Malphite teleport bot lane to get that ult onto Trundle and Tristana. That completely turned the game around. And I don't know if teleporting at the same time there would have done that much, but you could have teleported bot lane before then, or maybe the next time everybody showed up to lane, you could have teleported to bot lane and turned things around for your Tristana. But if you're not there looking at the map, and that's the reason you take teleport. You don't take teleport to help you with lane. If you're going to do that, take Ignite. You take teleport to be effective across the map. And if you're not doing that, you're just waiting for the rest of the map to catch up to you. So yeah. That's the only thing.
It's hard to say as Nasus because he does nothing but scale.
Yeah, and he was scaling great, and
yeah.
But he was just like not ignoring what was going on the rest of the map.
Yeah, but teleporting with one item is, I don't feel like it's gonna have much of an
impact.
Yeah,
you throw Wither down onto Mordekaiser when they're tower diving your Tristana again and again. Yeah, it's gonna do a lot.
I suppose the Wither, but he's not gonna provide much damage.
Oh yeah, he will. No, that's just. Yeah, I would like to see you use teleport globally as well. Your items, I can see why you built Trinity Force because you were so far ahead top lane. Or you were, I don't know about so far ahead, but you were ahead top lane. And so you're like, I got my Spirit Visage, I can just keep laning against Malphite. And so I'm going to build Trinity Force next. And I felt like once you had Sheen and then you realized, oh, the rest of the enemy team is knocking on my base door. I felt like you should have transitioned into some armor items. You were a beast in team fights, and you were almost able to turn things around, but by that time your team was just too far behind to do anything, so...
Yeah, I mean, you had that Sheen, and then Vi came top lane, and then there was the fuck? Because, you know, no armor, and she kind of just... You know, when you're not paying attention to the rest of the game, that's what's going to happen. The Vi's going to come and destroy you.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to Azir. I guess the build is good. I think actually a lot of people are building Asher's Tooth and Rylai's. That's a pretty common build nowadays. And for a while she was holding her own mid lane against Zed. We saw a couple close calls for both of them when Zed was tower diving. And then Dragon came mid and the Fire Nation attacked and everything was different after that.
Yeah, oh my god.
So, you know, your laning was okay. I would like to see better micromanaging of your soldiers or having 2 soldiers up instead of just having 1 dedicated. If you're going to go for harass, try to bring another one up before you queue in on the enemy. Though they did just change it so that if 2 of your soldiers queue somebody, then only 1 damage is applied. But if they both auto, then you get the extra damage. But yeah, otherwise good item build. I would have maybe liked to see some early armor, maybe your next item like Azonia's. But yeah, defended well. You were a little late to use your ultimate for some of the fights, especially when you're under your own Azir turret. I felt like you're a little late to use it once or twice. Don't be afraid to just bust it out when you see the opportunity to use it. Other than that,
I might have built Azonia's earlier since you're up in the lane against Zed. The Seeker's Arm Guard is a good pickup.
Alright, so yeah. Do you have anything else to add for Azir?
Not especially. I would like to see more wards placed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't recall her getting ganked too many times. I don't think I recall her getting ganked.
Yeah.
Because of lack of vision, but still only 8 is still kind of a low number.
Yeah. Alright, moving on to Trundle. I'm looking at the items. They look pretty okay. He went Titanic Hydra, which is like that health version of Tiamat.
Yeah.
And Devourer, that's okay. So the items aren't like bad, I don't think.
It's the positioning you had in some team fights.
There was one time when he ran out bot lane when they were already really far ahead, and he just got pulled farther into the back of the enemy team. It was like, I think the game's over now.
Right.
I'm just trying to think what he could have done differently. He just kind of fell behind a bit. He didn't gank early, He did gank mid early a couple times. I don't know if mid was the best choice of place to gank, just because his escapability is so high. I don't know if that was the best choice to make. I would like to see you gank bot more, but other than that, I thought you played pretty well, and you just ended up falling farther and further behind.
Yeah, since again, like Mordekaiser and Blitzcrank both don't have the any escapes or dashes or anything like that. They're both melee, and they're both you know, not very tanky, I guess. Well,
yeah.
I guess they are, but both immobile. That's the word.
Yeah. Okay.
There would have helped.
Yeah.
And no red trinket.
Yeah, no red trinket. I would like to see upgraded sweeper. Moving on to Tristana. Early on, you saw they used exhaust on you, and then it ran out, and you're like, cool, I can do a bunch of damage. And you jumped onto Mordekaiser, who was still like, he wasn't like extremely low. He was below half, but so were you. And then you just kind of died right when you jumped in, and that gave like the very first kill over to Mordekaiser, I think. Yeah, they gave the first kill to Blitzcrank. And then you did come back and get a kill on Mordekaiser, but then, you know, you were trading kills with Mordekaiser, and he was getting a bunch of gold from it.
Yeah, it's you want to be able to trade against them down.
Yeah,
look.
look.
Wanted to go all in because you had that. You saw how much damage you did at that like level 1 or level 2 trade with the bomb and the auto attacks, but going in to fight them is not going to be very good.
Yeah. So, like, when you have that range advantage on him, and he excels at, he excels in melee, in your range, just keep poking and trading to your advantage until he's really low, then you can go all in. But going all in that early like that, you don't really get to abuse your range advantage. And I know he was able to hit with E sometimes, because your range wasn't that high early levels Tristana, so it's okay to play a little bit passively early on and not give Mordekaiser that chance to get that first blood. So, yeah, I guess. And there was that one fight, I think you'll see it on the replay, where I saw you kind of jumped really far away, a little too far away, and then you went back, and then you kind of walked back and forth a bit and lost some seconds off your DPS. I don't know if that would have turned the fight. It was a possibility, but that's something to keep in mind as a AD carry, is making sure you're on the very outskirts of your attack range and constantly applying damage to a fight. But other than that, I thought, you know, she played pretty well. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, it was pretty good. I mean, other than getting hooked, just try to make sure to keep the correct distance and to stay behind things that you'd rather get hooked instead of you.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Right. We can go ahead and go on to Vi. Vi did get ahead a little bit early, so I don't, like, disagree. Or I'm not, like, I still think Warrior would have been better, but when you're ahead and your teammates are ahead and you're getting them even farther ahead, like, that's how you play with State of Devour. You don't just sit in your jungle and farm the whole time. You go out and try to pick up kills still. Because if you fall behind while trying to get State of Devour, it takes you forever to get up to those 30 stacks. But if you're active with it and, you know, balancing, farming, getting those crab kills, and then ganking and getting kills along with that, then, you know, that's really the perfect balance for it. And you were able to dish out a ridiculous amount of damage. You showed good patience waiting for Nasus to flash before you ulted him top lane in that one gank. It was good to see. And good dragon control. I can't think of too much else that I would disagree that I saw for Vi to improve. Did you see anything?
Yeah, the ward count.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Word count.
What are your thoughts on that word count?
Yeah, and one pink. I mean, they were so far ahead, it probably didn't matter. But if the game was close at all, you would have been suffering a bit. I find it hard to believe if it was close, your dragon control wouldn't have been good at all.
Yeah, that's wow.
And upgrade your Sleeping Lens trinket, because making sure the enemy team doesn't have vision of you is like the best thing you can do as a jungler.
I mean, it wasn't completely necessary in this game, but getting into the habit of buying wards when you have the extra money and buying the upgraded sweeper to sweep areas to make sure you secure those neutral objectives is going to help you out in solo queue for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to go, because otherwise you're walking into bushes, because sometimes you won't get a Blitzcrank in your team that plays 29 wards, and you won't be really far ahead.
Yeah.
You'll have no vision.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind in future games, is to buy some green wards and to sweep.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna move on to Malphite. He did that early level 2 thing, and then he got that gank by Vi, which was able to chase Nasus out for a little bit. And when Nasus came back, Malphite still was down by a lot of CS, and I think his early level CSing probably needs a little bit of work. He fell behind and never really recuperated CS-wise, and that kind of let Nasus take over and be the bully he was in lane. Not that Malphite was in danger of dying too often, like once he got close to dying he just ulted away.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the best situation you want to be in, but what I really liked from Malphite was how he affected the map with his teleport. It started off with that like 4 or 5 man gank bot where he teleported in, got the knock up onto Trundle and Tristana, which otherwise they wouldn't have gotten those kills without that. I know for sure they wouldn't have got those kills without that ultimate. So that was a great ultimate. And then there was another great teleport mid lane when blue team was pressuring mid, and I think even Cummins like, well, they're being really aggressive right now, but I guess that's okay because Malphite's top and Vi was in her own jungle. And then Mordekaiser walked up, said hi, they let him walk back into his team, and then they engaged on him. And then you teleported in and proceeded to wipe the slate clean with your ultimate and kind of wombo
good
come.
ultimates.
Yeah,
and good ultimates and map awareness for sure.
Like a lot.
I guess I can understand the Thornmail from Trundle, Tristana. I don't know if it affects his Azir and his soldiers. I don't think it does. And Nasus, it's kind of negligible with his inherent lifesteal and huge Q damage. But I can understand the Thornmail, and I would prefer Deadman's Plate instead of Sunfire Cape, but other than that, I don't understand... Oh, I can't understand Abyssal Scepter. Not a ton of magic damage coming out from the enemy team. Azir was doing okay, but not exactly a threat. I would like to see a Banshee's Veil instead if you're looking for magic resist. But I understand you wanted to get some magic damage out there because your team was a little heavy on the... Well, no, you got Mordekaiser, so it's not like it's all physical damage. But yeah. A different item, maybe.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad.
When teams are pretty far ahead, building an Abyssal Scepter isn't bad. I mean, adding more damage on top of the already metric crap ton of damage isn't the worst thing, and you also get some tanky, some tank stats out of it. It's just in a different situation, wouldn't buy that, but it's still a good buy, I guess. And you have a pink ward in your inventory, so points for that. Bought a pink ward. Hooray.
Alright. Yeah.
And he's purchased 5 pink wards total.
A lot of pink wards, yeah.
Yeah, I carried your team in pink wards.
Did you have anything?
No, I don't think so. I was about to say we're moving on to Zed.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you thought about Zed.
Picked up the sweeper, which is something you don't usually see. I mean, you see that in pro play. Usually 4 people have a sweeper, so
yeah.
By getting the sweeper, it's kind of a good thing to have, but you have to kind of supplement that with wards placed. Like, you have to place wards to make up for the fact that you don't have that ward trinket anymore.
Yeah.
And placing a total of 3 wards doesn't, that's something I guess once again, it's hard to judge because you had a Blitzcrank placing a crap ton of wards and you're ahead, and blue team wasn't really clearing them out. So you didn't really need to place that.
It would have, yeah.
But in the future, definitely buy more wards.
And
solo queue would definitely help out a lot more.
Good escapability early on when Trundle ganked you back to back twice early on in the game. He did make you force blow flash one time, but you barely got away, and you did all right. And you did go all in on Azir, but then you got out before you knew you were gonna die. So you're proking and prodding Azir all game, looking for a place to get that solo kill. I don't think it happened in lane. It wasn't until your team came along that you really started to capitalize and start killing a whole bunch of people, but you were able to poke and prod and almost get a kill without putting yourself in danger, really, and I thought that was good to see.
Ultimates. I've seen you do some shady moves.
Yeah.
That's a Zed pun. It's a shadow pun.
It is.
Alright. Some very slick shady moves from that. Good job with the shadow management, especially with the ultimate.
Alright. Did you want to move on to Blitzcrank?
Yep.
Alright.
Frozen Heart, good item, especially when you have people like Azir and Tristana to stop their attack speed, as well as Trundle. because they all rely on those auto attack. I mean, all of them are pretty auto attack reliant champions. So having that Frozen Heart pretty much did wonders. I mean, Tristana likes to auto attack. He's an AD carry. Chonal likes to auto attack with his chop and his increased auto attack from the frozen stuff on the ground. Azir likes to auto attack from Sand Soldiers. Nasus likes to auto attack with his Q, and Nautilus likes to auto attack with his Snare. So good pick up there. The early tier is a little bit greedy, but
he got ahead, so he bought it, and it does help. I don't get it so much anymore since his speed up slows him down, where before you could just spam it and stack up that tier. So I don't really get it on him anymore, so you might want to think about switching to another item instead. But tier was very popular on him before that change, but now you can't just zoom across the map all willy-nilly without being punished, which kind of sucks. But other than that, I thought his items were really good. Yeah,
and I like the distortion boots because they were able to make more flash pull plays. Good on that one.
Yeah.
Made a lot of good, placed a lot of good wards, and was able to make a lot of hooks, which is great. Caught out a lot of people in their own jungle, which is exactly how you're supposed to use Blitzcrank's kit. So good job there. Let's move on to Mordekaiser. Unless you got anything else?
No. I think that's all I got. I was gonna move on. Can you start with Mordekaiser real quick?
Yeah.
I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Sure. Targon's Brace. Good item. That way you're able to... I think I can hear myself.
Microphone muted.
Juko, is your mic on and I can hear myself, or... Alright, I think it stopped. Alright. Targon's Brace, good dual lane item. The Ninja Tabi also good for keeping this... keeping up that, like, durability and lane against the Tristana. And this attack damage, this like an auto attack focused team is really good buy. The rest of your items just prove that just Mordekaiser's standard build, do a lot of damage, and stay alive. So you did a good job with your positioning, except for that one time when you probably should have died when you kind of just like walked up there and the blue team just kind of realized it. But using your ultimate to take down the dragons and using that ultimate to do other things around the map is really, really strong, and that's how you're supposed to use the Mordekaiser ultimate. So
yeah, I mean, bringing that Mordekaiser Dragon Maid is so stupidly powerful. So that was really cool.
Using the Mordekaiser ultimate to realize, like, all right, now we have like a 6v5 with this giant dragon on our team. Let's go take the turret because we have a dragon on our team. So instead of just taking
let
the
us
dragon,
hunt those who have fallen to darkness.
So good there.
Yeah.
I don't really have.
I really like the items. I really do. Maybe blue trinket. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if people get that as Mordekaiser.
Well, at least there's the upgraded stealth trinkets, good too, but still only 8 total. Let's see, at least a little bit more than that, but once again, it's hard to judge.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. Was there anything else you wanted to cover overall? Red Team did a good job of closing it out in the end. That was good to see. A lot better than the earlier games. This game could have gone on a lot longer, but it didn't. So that was good to see.
Yeah, well, it could have gone on a lot longer if Blue Team tried more stalling. But we're just caught out, and we're tried to fight and caught out, and it kind of just progressed the Red Team's advantage, and they eventually won. If Blue Team was able to keep up some kind of stalling and keep clearing the waves and surviving and keeping up the wards, then they would have been able to stall out the game to the point where Tristana has, as Tom puts it, bullshit late game damage. And Azir has bullshit late game damage, and Nasus has a crap ton of stacks and does like 1,000 damage to his Q. So that would have been the thing to go for instead of fighting. Yeah,
I would like to see some more global use of teleports. But yeah, I think we saw a pretty good game, and good job to everybody. Played a good game. I think with that, we're gonna end the stream. I'm gonna clear the list here within an hour, so you guys can sign up for next week. But give me an hour to clear the list. I'll upload the YouTube videos tonight, and they probably won't be up until tomorrow morning. That's just how long it takes. But with that.